What's going on, motherfuckers? MOD coming at you with another mobile walk and talk video. Hope you guys are having a great fucking night. I just did an unboxing video for Go to Mentis. Go check that out. Got the album. Thank you to Barry from That Goat Metal Show. He's awesome. Shout out to That Goat Metal Show, Rich the Silent Producer, and Barry, Mordant Red, Deciphering, Oath to the Goat Podcast, and Realms of Metal. Shredbeard, great guys, always share my stuff. Thank you so much. Subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications if you're new. If you want to check out my merch, bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction as well, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody who's bought merch. Thank you to all the channel members. $2.49 for your first month, $4.99 thereafter. Get access to all the awesome perks. If you just check out the join button, explains what I give back to members. But anyway, enough plugging. Let's get to the topic. So tonight's topic is what causes a band to sell out. What is the definition of selling out, in my opinion? And that's going to be different for everybody. And I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, possibly, because when you put videos out in public on YouTube, it's going to go out to many different people. And you have your casual fucking goons who are just going to sit there and eat up everything a band does and think a band can do no wrong, because they're just casuals who just enjoy the music for what it is, and they don't look for anything deeper or meaningful behind it. They don't look for as much as a true metalhead does, like myself. And you have metal fans and metalheads, there's big differences. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So the definition of selling out, to me, is when a band that starts off extreme with nothing but hate and rage, and they got a lot of powerful emotions, a lot of great ideas, their ideology, their aesthetic, everything that makes them great, everything that makes them different, makes them who they are. They stand out from all the fucking clone garbage out there that's watered down for the mainstream. And the main issue is that when you get a band that signs a major record label deal, this is why I did another video on why bands should never join major labels. Big, huge conglomerate labels anyway, like Sony or Roadrunner, fucking Metal Blade, Nuclear Blast, fucking, I could keep naming labels. 9 times out of 10 that band is going to be subject to the influences of their agents and who's paying them for their albums, and who markets the album, and this, that, and the other bullshit, who's marketing the merch. They're going to be subject to obligations from the label and from their agents and their merchandisers and their marketers and all that bullshit. And that ends up becoming a huge problem in itself to the band's integrity, because what you end up with is a product rather than art. You end up with a product that is commercialized, turned into this friendly, accessible, commercial fucking manufactured garbage. And there are too many bands that have fallen prey to the all-seeing eye. And if you don't know what that is, then that's not my fault. But that all-seeing eye owns more bands than you can possibly imagine. But anyway, they sell their souls to these industries, to these industry labels, and their music ends up becoming nothing more than consumerist garbage for the fucking masses. And it loses all of its value, all of its impact, all of its validity, emotion, and conviction. Ideology, everything goes out the window in favor of the almighty dollar. And to me, if your band changes so drastically that you lose everything you started out as, you're a sellout fucking poser piece of shit band. It's that simple. Metal was never supposed to be commercially viable. It was never supposed to be widespread. And it was never supposed to be industrialized. And the problem is when you've got something that can be marketed to the mainstream, you're going to have bands that will cater to that specific demographic and nothing else. That's why their music sounds like shit. this flat, contrived, overproduced AI. It sounds like AI fucking drumming and guitar work. Like there's no separating these newer bands. I'm not talking about the underground, obviously, but there's no separating these bands from each other. There's nothing redeemable. There's nothing different. There's nothing unique about these melodic death metal bands, these tech death bands, these deathcore bands, or these metalcore bands. There's literally nothing unique about any of them. They all sound the same. They all use the exact same formulaic bullshit for their music and their songs and their song structuring. They have pop-like song structuring and choruses and all that other fucking bullshit. And it ends up becoming a joke. And a sad joke at that. And that's not metal to me. Nothing about that is. And I know people will say, okay, well, is it wrong to be successful in creating metal? And the answer is no, not in all cases. Because if you look at Pantera, they never sold out to demand. They never sold out to the industry. Every album got heavier. Lyrics got darker. They had a massive fan base. That was their marketing was their fans, not the fucking labels. Atco and the other labels they joined later on. I think there was one other label they joined, but they were on Atco for the longest time. And back then, you know, there wasn't all that bullshit fucking pressure to conform to the mainstream in the mid-90s. Well, there was somewhat, but not like now. With all these pussy-ass fucking bands staying safe, playing it safe, doing the same thing over and over again, talking about the same subjects, and not pushing the envelope. They mire in mediocrity. They're not championing elitism. They're miring in mediocrity, and that's fucking unacceptable to me because of how much this music means to me. Why I spend so much money collecting it. Why I buy all the merch. Why I fucking do these videos. Metal's my life, man. It's a way of thinking, being. It's an attitude, it's a spirit, like I said before in the other video I did on black metal and being the last bastion of true rebellion, and it is. It is. I mean, there is the new wave of thrash, the new wave of traditional metal. You have the new wave of old school death metal and cosmic death doom, which it's all good stuff. But some of those bands end up falling prey to the mainstream, and they end up falling prey to industry pressures to water down their music and become fucking trends. And the more they can sell these trends to these kids that are buying this stuff, then the more the band's gonna conform to the consumerist fucking standard. And that's unacceptable. And I will not accept that. And I'll keep speaking out against it. For as long as this channel exists, I will keep talking about this and making people aware of how I feel about it. Because it's a fucking joke. And selling out is not acceptable if you have the true metal spirit. And I'm not saying you can't make a living doing it and, you know, be comfortable and everything like that, like Crowbar level success or Pantera level of success or I Hate God, the sludge bands, you know. If you're on a smaller label like Housecore Records from Phil, fine. That's all acceptable to me. But you look at the video I did the other night on the decline of cattle decapitation. I almost wiped out there. And that's all because Metal Blade's gone woke. All these fucking labels are going woke. And it's a joke. And I fucking hate them all. Anyway, that's going to do it. Comment, subscribe, like, share. Shoutouts to Drucifer, Mordant Red, That Goat Metal Show, Shredbeard, both of the Goat podcasts, and did I say Drucifer and that? Yeah, I said everybody. Check out my buddy's new track from Morticide. Go to his channel. Link will be in the description. And fuck off. I'm out of here.